Team India announced their final squad for the upcoming Champions Trophy 2025 as the bid for a third title in the ICC tournament. With Jasprit Bumrah ruled out, there will be big shoes to fill in the Indian side as Harshit, Rana and Varun Chakaravarthy made the cut in the final squad. So to discuss in detail, WION's Nikhil Mathur joins me Aditya Pimpale as we rate India's squad for the Champions Trophy 2025. So Nikhil, let's hit the ground running, and the Indian team has announced their final squad for the ICC Champions Trophy 2025, and there were a couple of changes into that Indian squad. So your first take on the Indian team that will be playing in the Champions Trophy?
Of course, Jasprit Bumrah being not part of the squad is a huge blow for India. But other than that, on the expected lines, probably a few surprises there because people were expecting Mohammad Siraj to be included in the squad. But we have seen that Gautam Gambhir has put his faith in Harshit Rana and he has been selected. The one change that I'm baffled with is Yashasvi Jaiswal. Of course, it makes sense that Shubman Gill is your vice captain. He's going to open with Rohit Sharma. But the simple point that I want to raise here is that Jaiswal was the first option in the first ODI ahead of Shreyas Iyer. Iyer only got an opportunity when Virat Kohli got injured in the first test. So now Jaiswal is not even part of the squad. My problem with that is the BCCI is not backing their own decisions. Gautam Gambhir and his team are not backing their own decisions.
Well, interesting, before we go any deep, let us read out the 15-member squad that will be playing in the Champions Trophy for India. Rohit Sharma will, of course, be the captain with Shubman Gill serving as the vice-captain. Virat Kohli, Shreyas Iyer, KL Rahul, Rishabh Pant, 2 wicket-keeping options there. Hardik Pandya, Akshar Patel, Washington Sundar, Kuldeep Yadav, Harshit Rana, Mohammad Shami, Arshdeep Singh, Ravindra Jadeja and, of course, Varun Chakravarthy. So no shortage of talent there, Nikhil, but certainly, you said that the BCCI has no idea about what is happening. They are contradicting with their own plans. So what is your assessment of the squad at the moment?
Of course, most of the decision makes sense, but my problem with the management is not backing what you have selected in the first place. Like if Jaiswal was your pick, then stick with it. It's also demotivating for the players. And other thing that you can see that there are as many as 5 spinners. We are not playing in Sharjah, we are playing in Dubai. Like Sharjah pitch is known for its turn, but Dubai the pitches are neutral, true wickets. They will definitely help spinners, but I'm not really sure that India needed 5 spinners. I feel like if any one of Hardik Pandya or Mohammad Shami, who are both prone to injuries, get injured, I think we will be in trouble.
Well, interesting, let us come deep into the Jasprit Bumrah situation. The writing was on the wall when Jasprit Bumrah was injured and he wasn't making the rounds. The MC has also given up the reports. So it was inevitable that he won't be available, and now it's confirmed that he won't be playing in the entire Champions Trophy. So how do you look at that call? Is it the right move, by the way, because there is that England tour as well? So what do you assess the situation?
As I said, even if there was in the last podcast, I said that even if there's 1% chance that Jasprit Bumrah could be available during the latter stages of the Champions Trophy, BCCI would have taken that gamble. But I'm sure that they would have gotten report from the medical staff and said that it wouldn't be well for Bumrah to play Champions Trophy. I think that's why they have taken the decision for all medical purposes. But again, I want to highlight the same point: inconsistencies. Arshdeep Singh was there in the provisional squad. Harshit Rana was not there in the provisional squad, but Arshdeep since being named in the squad, he hasn't played in one of the first 2 ODIs against England. You have preferred Harshit Rana. So if Harshit Rana was your first choice, then you shouldn't have picked Arshdeep Singh. Harshit Rana would have been in the squad. So again, this constant not backing your own initial decisions is sort of troublesome for players. It definitely affects their morale.
I think it reminds me of the 2008 India tour of Australia, where Virendra Sehwag was not part of the initial squad. Then he was drafted in, and the team was all over the place at that moment. But eventually they got up and they won the Perth Test. I still remember those times, But interesting, we spoke about Jasprit Bumrah. I don't think so anyone replaces Jasprit Bumrah, but is Harshit Rana at least 50% of what Jasprit Bumrah is? I know it's not a valid question, to be honest, but what kind of job can we expect from Harshit Rana?
That would be too harsh. He's still young. He has made his debut in all 3 formats. He hasn't had an exceptional performance, but he has been decent. But again, my point is, India are going to play all of the matches in Dubai. I'm not really sure that how consistent, how effective he can be on those pitches. With Siraj, I think Siraj hasn't done anything. Of course, there was a dip in his form, but again, I feel if it's a 50 over format, Mohammad Siraj is in my opinion, a better bowler than Harshit Rana at the moment. Harshit Rana is still learning the tricks and trade of the game, but Mohammad Siraj was right up there, and he has been the number one ranked ODI bowler some time back. So I think they could have taken Mohammad Siraj as well in place of Harshit Rana, but again, it's Gautam Gambhir, and Gautam Gambhir has closely seen Harshit Rana at Kolkata Knight Riders. So I think that's what that's where the tuning comes up, and I think he has immense faith in Harshit Rana. Hopefully, it pays off in Dubai.
Well, interesting. You are not agreeing completely with Harshit Rana's inclusion. That is what your words are saying. But I think one change that you and me both should be agreeing on is the Varun Chakaravarthy inclusion. So you're happy to see Varun Chakaravarthy in the squad. He has performed exceptionally well in that England series and what he has done. So how do you rate Varun Chakaravarthy's inclusion in the squad?
Again, a Kolkata Knight Riders player. Gautam Gambhir knows him really well. Not implying that Gambhir is bringing KKR players, but I think I personally like Varun Chakravarti. He had a poor T20 World Cup, but other than that, he has been exceptional. He has been constantly among the wickets. But for me, still Kuldeep Yadav has to be your main bowler. I would still rate him above Varun Chakravarti just because he has immense experience, and a Chinaman brings something different to your other left-arm spinners in the team, that is Akshar Patel and Ravindra Jadeja. But it's an interesting toss-up. But I think even both can play, Kuldeep and Varun Chakravarti. What's your take? What's your take on the 5 spinners? Who do you think would be the best combination for India?
Yeah, I think if you ask me, I think Akshar Patel has to be in that squad. No matter what happens, he's one of those names who are bound to be in that playing 11 at the moment. So if you ask me about the spinners, it's very tough to call. But again, as I mentioned, and you mentioned, I agree with Kuldeep Yadav's inclusion. I don't see Kuldeep Yadav being out of that playing 11 at the moment because he's someone who brings that experience, and I guess he has played plenty of his cricket in Dubai as well. So he brings that experience factor into the play as well. Then you have Washington Sundar as well, and Ravindra Jadeja. Of course, you're not going to drop that person as well. So you already have got 3 names whom you are not even going to drop at the moment, but that is going to be all toss up. So it's very hard for me to call at the moment. But if I am to go, I will have to go with Kuldeep, Jadeja and Akshar Patel, who 3 in my opinion will be in the playing 11. So that's a very harsh call at the moment for me. But before we go deep into the squad, we will have a deep analysis regarding the squad. What is your take on the non-traveling reserves? What is that concept? We see traveling reserves being part of it, non-traveling reserves. So you have analyzed cricket, you have been working on it for the last few years. Tell us something about that.
The Dubai is very simple reason. Dubai is not very far. You can take a flight and be there. So, and I think the 15-member squad mostly would be able to do it. But in case of any emergencies, one of Yashasvi Jaiswal, Shivam Dube and Mohammad Siraj can be flown to Dubai, and they will be part of the squad. So nothing major there. But I think that should be it.
Well, interesting, those 3 people who are on the non-traveling reserves, they have been picked and choose. There is one batsman, a proper bowler and an all-rounder option as well. So if any one of those gets injured, there is no wicket keeper, by the way, but you already have KL Rahul and Rishabh Pant working in those areas. So that is an interesting call. Ranji Trophy as well, Shivam Dube and Yashasvi Jaiswal, will they be playing in the Ranji Trophy? Because they are not traveling with the Indian team at the moment.
I'm not really sure. I think Jaiswal is still with the India-England series that is underway. So he's still part of the Indian team. Dube has played. I think they have some kind of experience. Jaiswal played a few Ranji matches. Dube has been playing. I saw Surya Kumar scoring a 50. Yeah. So they are all in touch. They have played cricket at some sort of level. In fact, Jaiswal played the first ODI against England. So plenty of match practice there for everyone.
Don't you see that the Mumbai Cricket Association having some influence in the team selection? We shouldn't say that, but they might have had.
I mean, that's a age-old debate, the Mumbai versus Delhi and all. But I think the selections are fair. I mean, each of the players are there on the merit. My only problem that I have mentioned is that the management not backing the initial decision. But one question that I want to ask you is about the KL Rahul. There have been a lot of outrage on social media. KL Rahul has not batted at number 5 since the 2023 ODI World Cup. His position, he's played at 6, at number 7. Do you think it's harsh on KL Rahul for constantly chopping his batting position?
Yeah, of course. We saw that in the Australia tour where he was opening the innings in the absence of Rohit Sharma. So it's always, a difficult decision for a batsman, to juggle around, coming into the middle order, then opening. So there are two different prospects to it, when you are facing an old ball, when you are facing a new ball, so there is a different composition in your mindset, and there is a different thing altogether at the moment, because you come up with a mindset where the new ball will help you at times, when there will be the old ball as well. So there are a lot of factors that go into head if you're a proper batter, and I don't think so it is a harsh call. If you're a professional, you have played cricket for a long time, 15-20 years, then that shouldn't be a problem opening or coming down the order. But adjusting to the surroundings, it is actually an issue for someone like KL Rahul. But at least he's in the playing 11 for me, by the way. So we can speak about the playing 11 for the Indian team. You see KL Rahul in the playing 11. I do see him. Rishabh Pant for me does not make it to the playing 11.
Yeah, definitely. Rishabh Pant as a test player probably is one of the first names on my list. But if it's ODI, definitely KL Rahul I feel is a better option, and that's what India has stuck to. Rishabh Pant has been left out of the playing 11 for the England, the first 2 ODIs in fact, and I feel KL Rahul is the wicket keeping option. But I also feel that the constant chopping, I don't think it should. I mean, it can be difficult for him, but the choice that Gambhir is making is that he wants to keep the righty-lefty combination there, and I think Akshar Patel has done tremendously well. So I think if the situation demands, and KL Rahul himself has said that he just want to be a part of the playing 11, irrespective of which number he bats on. So I think that's a good move, and even in fact Akshar Patel when he in fact in the final of the T20 World Cup he was promoted up. No one raised any questions there, but now and he's been doing well. So I think that's a good move. India should stick to it depending on the situation. Of course, if too many wickets fell early, KL Rahul probably you might see him at number 5. Otherwise, if the situation demands, I think Akshar Patel has been doing well. He was probably underutilized as a batter by India, and now he is coming into his own. So Akshar Patel definitely there. KL Rahul over Rishabh Pant.
So can we just speak about the playing 11? So let me go first. Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill to open.
Yeah, no doubt about that. If you had Yashasvi Jaiswal, you probably would have had a 5-minute discussion, but now I think the openers pick themselves.
So after that, can we just go through the routine process then?
Yeah, of course. Virat Kohli at number 3. No guesses there who's going to be one down. Probably Virat Kohli. We hope that he finds his form, because there's probably the best chaser ever in ODI, Michael Bevan and Virat Kohli. So Virat Kohli there at number 1 down.
And then we have at 4, we can go with Shreyas Iyer, followed by KL Rahul at 5, Hardik Pandya at 6, 7 and 8.
Again, Akshar Patel I would put in there, flexible batting order. Akshar Patel at number 7. Let's leave 8 and 9 because that is going to be difficult, because you have to pick between the spinners. There are 5 spinners. I think 11 we can say Mohammad Shami. And 10th, depending on Gambhir's preference, I have a feeling that Harshit Rana might just edge Arshdeep Singh for that number 10 spot.
What we can say is Harshit Rana / Arshdeep Singh. It could be anything, at the moment. So this is what we can say, that the Indian team, they have got a balance, but there are few key areas that could still be addressed. I think the backup opener has to be KL Rahul.
Yeah, I think backup opener definitely. KL Rahul can open in if there's an injury, and I think for 8 and 9 now you have to pick between Washington Sundar, Kuldeep Yadav, Ravindra Jadeja and Varun Chakaravarthy. Who are going to be your 2 picks amongst these 4?
Yeah, if you ask me, I will have to go with Varun Chakaravarthy, just because on form. Sometimes you have to trust your form at the moment, and that is what I think. If Jadeja is already been there, then you can just make sure that you can bring in additional fast bowler as well, but I don't think so. It will all depend upon the kind of pitch as well, so there are a lot of factors that will be coming into it. So Nikhil, that is the time that we had for this edition of the WION podcast. Hope you have enjoyed it and hope you people are enjoying it as well. Do make sure that you follow us on all the social media handles on X as well as on Instagram as well. Do keep a tab on the website as well. We will be keeping you up to date with all the happenings at the moment. For now, from me and the rest of the team, thanks for joining.